Hi everyone, it is Wednesday, August 19th, 2015, and this is episode 32 of Serenova Crafts. I'm your host, Jessica. I can be found as Serenova on Ravelry and Twitter, and as Serenova_Phoenix on Instagram. Cat, I can hear you. She's like scratching at her neck and her collar's making noise in the hallway, like right beyond the door. But anyways, sorry, I am still waking up because I was so exhausted last night that it is now 10:30 in the morning, which is about 2 hours later than I normally start recording because I decided to sleep in this morning because I was so tired. And it's from the heat more than anything because we had a heat wave here the last few days. And, I was dog/cat/house sitting in a house that didn't have air conditioning, and I'm not used to dealing with the heat. My way of dealing with the heat is stay inside where the air conditioning is, and to so be in a house where there wasn't air conditioning, was very hard. And I'm not knocking the people, like, they're used to it. They can totally deal with there not being AC. Like, to them, it doesn't bother them at all. But to me, and I'm used to climate-controlled spaces, and it's the humidity really that bothered me. Because, like, if it was 9 degrees and 15% humidity, I wouldn't care. But it was 90-plus degrees and 70-plus% humidity. And that made it really uncomfortable. I actually ended up sleeping because I was staying over at the house. I wasn't just, because it was it's half hour away from where I live, so I actually stayed over Sunday night and Monday night. So I ended up sleeping in the basement because that was the coolest place in the house. And I ended up closing up the house and running a dehumidifier because that helped with how crappy it felt. It didn't really help with the temperature, but it helped with the humidity level. Which is what matters, because the humidity is what made it so uncomfortable. The cats were darlings. There's 2 cats. The dog is a big lug. She's still a puppy. But the best thing I got to do is I got to dye yarn. And I have that for you. So there's a few things that happened since I talked to you guys last week that I didn't even know about when I recorded my podcast last week. Because I either got the phone calls or the emails Wednesday afternoon or Thursday. And I record the show on Wednesday mornings. So, yeah. So the first thing that happened was that I got an email, last Wednesday from a woman. Her name is Michaela. And her parents run a cashmere goat farm in Maine. And I had been recommended to her by someone I know to do sample knitting for her. Now, this is a cashmere goat farm. The key word there is cashmere. And so she sent me an email and was like, hey, would you be willing to do samples for me? And I was like, hell yeah. Okay, I didn't quite say hell yeah, but I was like, hi, Michaela, nice to meet you. I would be very happy to do samples for you. You can either email me back at this email address because the person who had recommended me had given my email address, which is fine. That's the one I use for that stuff. I have a professional one that is, my name, and that's the one I put on resumes, and that's the one I give out for professional reasons. Now, I do have, the email that I put in the credits of this is my crafting email. That's the one that's like on my blog. That's the one that's in the credits here. That's the one my Ravelry goes to. That's the one listed on the one pattern I have up on Ravelry. So that's like my professional crafting email. But I have another professional email that is actually my name, my English name, because the Johanna Designs, Johanna is actually my Hebrew name. So it is actually my name, except it's not my, birth name. Well, it's my birth name, but it's not my put on legal documents in the United States name. My legal documents my legal name put on documents in the United States name, I use as my professional email on, resumes and for, my full-time secular job and all that stuff. But anyways, she had that email, and I said, hey, you're welcome to call me. The catch was that Thursday afternoon I was driving into Boston to pick up a friend's significant other at South Station. So, I'm like, you can call me before 1. So she did. She called me. We had a nice chat, and she sent me 3 skeins of cashmere. Now, I have already caked them up because I needed to start knitting the samples. But I will show you the label. She wrote on the label what each skein is for so that I know. She sent me 3 patterns and 3 skeins, and each 1 skein patterns. So it's, here's their logo and information. Springtide Farm in Bremen, Maine. And that's their email. It's springtidefarm.com. This one got worn off a little bit. I think this label has it better on it. Because each label is exactly the same except for the, yeah, here it is. The camera will focus. Here you go. Springtidefarm.com in Bremen, Maine. 100% premium cashmere. Now, they do have a sport. So these, all 3 of the ones I got are lace weight. And here's the white one. So see, natural 2-ply lace weight, 1 ounce. Yeah, you can see the price on there. Yeah, okay, I'm in focus. So the natural white is this. Now, keep in mind, I did already take these up because I'm going to start working with them. So here's the white. And I already started one of the projects. Now, I just caked all 3 up at the same time because if I'm taking the ball winder out, I might as well just cake them all up, right? So here is the, this is wood rose. You have no idea how soft these are. You absolutely have no idea how soft these things are. It's not focusing. Focus. Not that you need to see the individual strands of yarn. And then the last one is just red. It's just called red. But I already started the scarf that she wants with that one. So I shall show you the project instead of the yarn. So here it is. The scarf. I've already done a good number on it. And it's got these little heart motifs in the lace. Let's see if I can't make that more prominent. It's garter stitch too, so it's not, but it's garter stitch lace. You can kind of see it there. See the hearts? And I have the pattern here. So here it is. Heart to heart scarf. Now, this is not available on Ravelry. Not available on, some of her patterns are. Some of Michaela's patterns that she's made for their yarn are available on Ravelry. This one is not. I'm not in focus. I'm not in focus. Woo! Okay, that's better. But this pattern is not on Ravelry, but it's on their website if you're interested. So then I went into South Station in Boston on Thursday, which I'm still driving the Volvo with no air conditioning. But Mom and I haven't gotten new cars yet. But Mom let me borrow my Toyota back. I'm still not quite in focus. Ooh. Trying to trick the camera. I can tell I'm not in focus because my shirt is blurry. Like, that's how I know I'm not in focus. Like, I give up. I'm blurry. Deal with it. So I borrowed my Toyota back, which is the car I normally drive, so that I had AC going into town. Because we'd be leaving town at, like, the beginning of rush hour. And the upper deck and okay. So it's called the upper deck because I-93 that goes in and out of Boston is basically a giant bridge. Once you get to a certain point, it's no longer, instead of the north and southbound lanes being next to each other, they're on top of each other. So the lower deck of 93 is the inbound, southbound lanes into Boston. And the upper deck of 93 is the outbound, northbound lanes out of Boston. So coming out of Boston, you normally end up on the upper deck of 93. It's called the upper deck because it's on top. The lower deck because it's on the, yeah, okay. And it's a freaking heat wave, and pavement gets how hot in the summer, and sitting in a car and no AC in parking lot traffic is not fun. So, I have the Toyota, give the Toyota back to Mom. Then I got asked to house sit the house I was at the last couple of days. So I go out there on Sunday. Turns out I have to go back into Boston on Monday, but I didn't have time to get the Toyota back from Mom, so I drove in and out in the Volvo, which was, I swear I lost 5 pounds of water weight on the drive because I sweated so much. And then I got home last night. I made D&D last night, and that was fine. But while I was at the house, I was house sitting, I got to dye yarn. So I have a little bit of stash. The cashmere doesn't really count as stash because it's going back to the person who gave it to me. So it's stash, but it's not stash because I'm not keeping it. It's not for me. I didn't buy it. I didn't anything. But the yarn I got to dye was part of my payment for house sitting. And so I did 3 colors. And this was just me experimenting in the dye studio with, so these skeins were originally dyed a silvery gray color that, unfortunately, because something got messed up in the dye process and there was splotches of red on them from dye contamination. And the dyer can't sell them. And she was just going to play around with them. I'm like, well, I'm going to be house sitting for you. Can I just, she's like, yeah, go ahead, play with them. So this is the first one I did. You can actually see a little bit of the red on it if I show you, if I pick a good spot. Because there's definitely, yeah, okay. Why is my phone dinging? Why is my phone dinging? Oh, okay. So you can see here, those red splotches, those make it unsellable as the original color. So I over-dyed with blue, and I got this. And it didn't quite, sink in all the way. You can still see the gray overtones and all that jazz, but came out really pretty. I then tried, now these next 2 are opposites of each other. So one of them I tried more purple, and one of them I tried more red, but it's the exact same quantities of dye, just the colors are reversed. So here's the first one where I did predominantly purple. And here's the one where I did predominantly red. Now these don't have color, and they came out like really dusky colors because they are, dyed over a gray. You can see how they came out quite nicely there. Oh, and I found the stitch markers that Sue from Two Tangled Skeins sent me. So, I can separate it out. See? So there's the big one with the spinning wheel on it, and then all the little ones. I found them, yay! So I had fun dyeing those, and all of them have those red splotches on them. Not that the way I hanged them up, you can't really see, but trust me, it's there. So none of those have color names, but, it was fun to play around, and I knew what I was doing in the studio. It was funny, when I got there on Sunday, she's like, she needed to finish processing, but she was also trying to pack the car to go. So she's having her son help her put kayaks in the car, and she's like, Jess, can you finish processing the yarn? And I'm like, yeah, I can microwave yarn and hang it up to dry. Like, okay. So that's what I did. Because she microwaves her stuff. She microwaves her yarn to set the dye. And so it was, microwave it, let it cool off, spin it. And those, clothes spinners that people use to get the liquid out so that stuff is only damp instead of, like, soft and wet? So she dyes it, she then wraps it in plastic wrap, microwaves it, then spins it in one of those clothes spinner, sorry, my computer screen is really bright and it's setting off my, there we go, that's better. And then she spins in one of those clothes spinner things to get a majority of the water out and then hang it dry. So I finished processing for her while she put kayaks on the car and headed out for vacation. And the other stash I got another one of my swapless swaps. Now the Facebook group has basically moved to Ravelry, but I'll link both in the show notes when I type them up because I kind of don't have show notes right now. But this has a business card for the dyer. This is a swapless swap, and this is from Groovy Hues Fibers, which is Susan M. Burkett. She's an independent professional dye artist. And here, it's gotten a little squish because it was in the package, but here's the business card. It'll focus. Nope, it's not focusing. But it's groovyhues.etsy.com. And you can see how to spell Groovy Hues. There's some really pretty colors here. Most of these are striping changing ones. There's a couple of these are more solid. Like this is more, like this one's more solid. This is Cuddly and Groovin'. Fuzzy Navel. This is Fuzzy Navel. The color's Fuzzy Navel. Very Tweeds to See You. This one's I Hope You Like Something. Canary in a Coal Mine. Some of these are just... It was a run by fruiting. This one's come undone, but it was a run by fruiting. Tweed goes something. I mean, these are some funny names. Ancient Coins. I like this one. Peanut Butter Jelly Time. Heavens to Betsy! So these are just, like, really funny color names and stuff. This is Ataraxia. And then we have Owlman of Malnan. I don't know how they come up with these names. Spiked Sparkling Cherry. Can't really see the sparkle in it, but it is a sparkly yard. Wine Tasting. These are great. There's really no something. It gets cut off. Professor Mick something. Oop, no. Nifty Little Backpack. Tweed on Toast. Oop. Tweed on Toast. This is a colorful one. Doppler! Like the Doppler radar. How do you like them something? And lastly, Santa Fe Sunset. You can see there's a lot of colors here. I mean, look at all these colors. So these are all going into my scrap blanket, which should be fun. I changed which scrap blanket I was doing because I wasn't liking how it was coming out, so I switched which one I was doing. But yeah. So the only other project I worked on besides that scarf in the last week was my August socks, which I turned the heel of the first one. I have a week and a couple of days to finish this, so we'll see if I get it done. So I was here last week, and I've turned the toe, I've turned the heel, and I've started the leg. So hopefully I can knock this out by the weekend, and then I'll have the next week or so to knit the second sock. I did not pull from the other ball for the heel. Decided it wasn't worth it. I just kept going as it is because whatever, the stripes are so thin that I just said screw it. And I think that's it. A short episode for you folks because I'm tired. You can probably tell when my face has gotten close to the camera that I probably still have bags under my eyes. And I probably should get to work. Because it's almost 11 o'clock in the morning. So, I hope you guys had a good week. Hope you managed to stay cool if it's hot where you are. I hope you have a good week this coming week. Hope you manage to stay cool again if it's hot where you are. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you guys next week. Please like, subscribe, comment, etc., etc. I like it when people comment, give me feedback. You can complain that I'm blurry, even though I know I'm blurry. I can't get my camera to focus right now, even though it's on the auto focus and it should be focusing. It's not. I also have questions for the podcaster thread in the Ravelry group. Show notes are on my blog and in the Ravelry group. Blog is in the credits. Ravelry group is in the credits. Everything's in the credits. And and if you're on YouTube, there's links down below. I think that's it. Again, a shorter one for you folks this week, but I'm still at it. I'm still tired. Yeah. You can't tell from the yarn. I'm still rather tired. That's everything. Oh, this is the yarn I showed you folks last week. I was hoping to get a better. Yeah, it looks better. You can see it better in this lighting than you could last week. Look at that, isn't it pretty? This is the gift yarn I got last week, as I mentioned. Alright, now I'm done. That's it. So I will see you folks next week. I'm still tired. Can you tell? Where's my mouse? Where's my mouse? Okay, there we go. Alright. See you next week. Bye.